So the girls are up and about as we round out the day. This is Heat 5, Round 1 of the Jeep World Junior Championship. Minori Kawai is the surfer in the red jersey, the top seed. She's from Japan and she opened up with a 4.17 to move into the lead. Zahli Kelly is the surfer in blue, hometown girl surfing for Australia. She comes from Casuarina, just south of the Gold Coast, across the border onto the Tweed coast. And third surfer is Sara Wakita from Japan. She's divides her time between Chiba in Japan and the north shore of Oahu.
It's just a case of finding those ones that open up a little bit more. I think a 9.5, she fitted in 3 turns on that wave, so certainly scoring potential is out there. This is Zahli Kelly.
Yeah, she's flying down the line, the surfer from the Tweed coast. And I was just lurking in the media area and checked out a clip of Zahli surfing at Lakey Peak in the season just gone in Indonesia, and the girl was on fire, ripping, plenty of big fin blows and the like, as we see Minori Kawai get to work on her backhand, currently our heat leader. All girls with 1 score in. It's Minori with a 4.17 out in front of Zahli Kelly with a 3.5, Sara Wakita with a 3.17. All 3 girls with a second score still to come in from the judges, so we might see a minor shuffling of the deck, but very early days, 4 minutes down in this heat. That will be us. 18 heats for the day, so a long but productive opening affair. And here is the replay of Zahli Kelly's. I don't know if that was her last wave or her opener, and this is Sara Wakita banking a 3.57. And we've got 1 more score to come in for Minori Kawai. She's going to lock that in for this wave. Just the left with the 1 turn. And once this score drops in, we'll be able to bring you the update of the situation. Just waiting on one last judge to give us a number.
Yeah,
and there it is, a 4.07. So Minori Kawai out in front with a 4.17 and a 4.07. Sara Wakita completing the Japanese Quinella right now. She's got a 3.17 and a 3.57. And Zahli Kelly is sitting in third. She's got a 3.5. She needs a 4.74 and Wakita needs a 4.67. 5 minutes done, 25 to run. This is Heat 5, Round 1 of the Jeep World Junior Championship. Some very heavy slabs as well. And fun-looking beach breaks, much like this one that we're seeing Zahli Kelly get stuck into now on her backhand. This is her third wave. She needs a 4.74. Just a couple of sort of mid-face turns there. Nothing too spectacular from Zahli, but staying very busy across the opening 6 minutes of this heat.
But I was training a lot with Barton Lynch, and he was having me do 5-10 minute heats and like just really stressing me out. So I think that it paid off, like doing that kind of training, and definitely paid off in that last heat.
Well, I'm sure he's watching the internet now with Holly over there at Sunset. He'd be very proud of you. And tell us how that works for your psychology too and your self-confidence when you actually pull something off like that in such a critical moment.
Yeah, I'm just really thankful and like thank God and everything for sending me those waves, because I was losing in that heat. Like I was falling on every turn. I was like, oh gosh, what am I doing? I'm such a clown. And then luckily I stuck 2 turns on the last one.
Cheers, JJ. Very relieved winner of the last heat. Zoe McDougall admitting that she did it all in 4 minutes. And in about the 2 minutes that we had that interview, we've seen a flurry of waves ridden by all of the surfers. Sara Wakita stringing together a 5-point ride on her backhand. And now this is live action Zahli Kelly. So it is the lefts once again coming back into play. Wakita picking up a 5-point ride. She's got that really low, compact style and squeezed in a bunch of turns across along left. She's moved into the heat lead. Minori Kawai now needs a 4.41, has a score to come. Zahli Kelly's chasing a 5.07. She too has a score still to drop in, as does our heat leader Sara Wakita.
As we're looking at live pictures here, this is our surfer in the white, Sara Wakita on her backhand, getting some nice flow going in the 2-turn combination on that wave. She's a heat leader. 5.0 and a 3.57 are her top 2 waves, and like we said before, we're just holding on for this second score, or this 4th score to drop here. It's a 6.33 Benzi. Minori Kawai, courtesy of that wave, she jumps into the lead now. And surfer in wide Sara Wakita, looking for that 5.51 to take it back.
Yep, so Wakita's last wave came in at a 4.8. Not quite what she needed. Zahli Kelly still has a score to come in. She's chasing a 7. Currently, it's Minori Kawai out in front, but Zahli Kelly is hot on her heels. She needed a 7. She got a 6.73. That is her highest scoring wave. Puts her in a second. She only now requires a 3.77 for the lead. And Sara Wakita is looking for a 5.51. Gets a 5.03. So there's less than half a point between first and third in this one. She needed to have something around about 10.7, so she was no chance of winning from that point on. Here goes Sara Wakita on her backhand once again. Nice turn. Just the one turn though, and that wave shuts down. Going left and right at the peak. Looked like there was a little bit of periscopes and maybe some lakey pipe in the mix as well. And here goes Zahli Kelly chasing a 3.77. Only a smaller wave, decides not to stick with it, so she will pull the pin after sort of one decent turn and 2 little wiggles.
Yeah, 2 little taps off the end of that one. So yeah, just talking about that progression, there's probably one thing we haven't seen with the girls today. Granted, the surf was probably a little bit more challenging than we saw in the men's. I'd still like to see a couple of these girls go above the lip. And 14.5 minutes remaining. Minori Kawai has done enough so far to sustain the lead. This is the recap. Zahli Kelly, she's currently in second place. This is her last wave, the replay. And that one not bothering the top 2.
And it's just a great, good old Aussie beach town. Here goes Minori Kawai. She was here last year as well. And she's flying down the line, just stuck the nose in there. Rode out of it pretty well.
She did. Such a pity though, because that first section really was one of those only waves that we've seen in this heat that's had those big 2 maneuver scoring potentials, but she just almost lost the inside rail on that one. Did well to recorrect and finish strongly on that one, but I feel like that might be an opportunity missed there.
Yeah, definitely. The look on her face was here we go on the replay, Brickers.
Yeah. Let's see what happened over here. She projected down the line nicely, and there you can see as she was projecting down the line, the nose just went under the water there. She managed to pull it back up.
And the anguish.
And the anguish that she knows she's missed an opportunity.
Well, it's actually gone into her top 2. That's a 4.33. So she's slapping the water there merely because she knows that she left a few points.
Yeah, on the table maybe.
On the table, definitely. Yeah. All right, here goes Sara Wakita. Smaller left, but it's plenty of clean green wall out in front. 2 turns
nice
there.
Turns.
And, well, she's chasing a 5.64. She's already got a pair of 5s.
Yeah, nice little wave there by Sara. She found a little open left-hander that enabled her to get a couple of turns in. She looked nice and confident, nice and flowing on that wave. And she certainly closed out that wave with a solid backhand turn. So let's see what the judges thought of that one. It'll come through shortly. Just under 10 minutes remaining. And this is the replay as that score comes in, comes off the bottom, gets a nice little tag in, sets us up for the second turn, gets the board a little bit more vertical, and she gets a score of 5.70, goes straight into the lead.
Yep, so Minori Kawai looking for a 4.4, Zahli Kelly looking for a 4, just over 8.5 minutes to go.
Hopefully we see a few more of those come through, and we should have a few better waves for the competitors later on in the event.
And it's a pretty wave-rich region. How often do you surf here?
I live just up the road, so I surf here almost every morning. There's a few different waves within sort of 10 minutes, so there's plenty of waves on offer, and you know, it's not only just this beach here, but there's a couple that sort of light up in different conditions, so there's always something on offer.
Let's have a look at what's gone down in the opening 25. Here's Minori Kawai. So 2 Japanese surfers and 1 Aussie in this heat. This is Minori piecing together her 6.33. Zahli Kelly, she picked up a 3.5 on that wave. And now we're seeing Sara Wakita. She's throwing some big turns as well. So the girls are all staying very active. This was her last wave, her best scorer, a 5.70. Plenty of spray coming out of that turn. And it goes pretty vert on the end section. Plenty of fans down here as well.
3 minutes and 50 seconds remain as we see Minori taking a look at this one on her backhand. Squares that off the bottom, gets a nice bit of spray kicked out from that first turn, and tries to just, rides out of that one well enough.
Well, she only needs 4.4. Here goes Zahli Kelly having a look. She's not into that one. So this one is still wide open. 3.5 minutes to go. Sara Wakita, our heat leader, she's using her priority right now. She'd love to get rid of her 5.03. Pretty dynamic turn out of the top. Backs it up nicely as well and then gets swallowed on the end section. So the two turns are going to be where the bulk of Sarah's points lie, and then she got swallowed down the end section. It's really shallow down there.
Super shallow, getting a little sandwich down the end section. The thing I like about Sarah is she doesn't look very rushed on the wave.
All right, scores still to come in for the two Japanese surfers. And talk us through this replay, Brickers.
Yeah, so you can see she just bides the time, wait for the right section there, just punches one off the lip, and this is where it gets a bit tricky. She gets over a little bump in front of her there, which just throws the rhythm off and throws the timing off for that last turn. And this is Minori Kawai. A nice, powerful backhand style. Cracked the one off the lip. She's looking for that 4.40, and actually taking a look at that wave for the second time. Definitely looked a bit better when I first thought. I thought it might go just under, but seeing the score starting to roll in, that second turn was a lot more cleaner than I first remembered, and looking like the score is going to drop. She's probably going to go into the lead with this one.
Yep, she's going to go into the lead, but will Sara Wakita answer back with the score that she needs? And Zahli Kelly chasing a 5.37. This is going to be very close. A 5.07. So, well, still not enough. Just a third of a point short. 45 seconds to go. Minori Kawai has priority. Yeah, well, 10 seconds, and I think we're going to hear the siren go, which will signal Minori Kawai's progression through to the third round. Just narrowly over Zahli Kelly and Sara Wakita. A really tight tussle. This was a great heat. It looks like Minori Kawai directly through to round 3. Zahli Kelly and Sara Wakita to show up again in round 2. We've got one heat left in round 1. It's a good one. Summer Macedo, Sophia Fulton and Tanya Hickel.